Because I would have been an official mommy put somehow. And before that spirit wants to leave you, it's very difficult. Before that spirit of mommy put wants to leave you. Because when people have come here, right, and they've embraced the cooking, it's a side hustle, but don't take it to unmask yourself.
Don't allow the side hustle to stop you from like pursuing your goal.
Yeah. Because my termination was super unjust. You know when someone's termination is super unjust, that's what happened to me. So when I left, I was like, I cannot really complain because I have a job in the pipeline. The airline job is in the pipeline, so I could not even complain. So I had to hurry to my home country, and I came back, gave the documents to the lady. It was June, I will not forget. So when I gave the documents, I gave her the new passport. I slept in the morning and I missed a call from her, and that was it. Like in the morning, I slept, I wanted to wake up, and I saw a missed call from, because with those very big companies, you have an HR that handles your case. It's not like one HR handling everybody. No, like specific people are being handled by specific HRs. So I slept and I woke up and I saw her number, and I called to no avail. She never picked up. And she never picked up. I was like, what is going on? I had to just, no job, nothing. Wow. Because she even called me, she asked me, when do you think you can start training? That was the call. Like, when do you think you can start training? So we're anticipating on June 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So I slept in the morning, and that call came in, and I did not see the call. I woke up, I saw a missed call. God. And that was it. That was the end of it. And I did not get a call from her, nothing. Then October, that was June. Then October, I was sitting, because at that time, I did not have money. I did not have a job. I was looking for a job until I had to test with my friend. You know, being a grown woman and you are staying under another grown woman, it can be very tacky sometimes. Shades and everything can be thrown at you, and you just look at yourself like See, my personality used to be a very strong one, that sometimes when you say you throw shades at me, I'll just look at you and smile. Because in the enter me, I swear. But that one entered me that time. I stood there that morning, the call came in, and I wanted to look, it was that airline, and I picked it up. That means I was picking the call and I was shouting, because I was expecting it since June and it did not come. So that October when I picked up, I was like, this is it. I remember because it was a Russian HR, because from the way she sounds, she was either like Eastern European, and she was like, from our system, we could see that you've passed the interview, you've done everything. Are you still ready to work? I said, yes, I'm ready to work. But your visa in the system shows that is, I said, no, I have a new visa. So she was like, send me that visa. When I sent her the new visa, I don't know, you know.
A new passport or visa?
A new visa, because the visa I sent at that time was already expired. The visa I sent in June was already expired.
Okay.
You understand me? So I had to send a new visa because she was reading from what is in this. When I sent her my new visa, she capitalized on the date. That's when I knew that things were just, it was not only like something that was small, it was much more like something spiritual. Because she capitalized on the date. The date on Dubai visa does not really signal that that's the date your
visa starts.
Your visa expires. It's like that's the date your visa expires when you are not in the country.
Yes.
But she capitalized on that and said, oh, your visa is already expired. No, it's not yet expired. What are you talking about? Called me again. She said, come and hand over your documents at the head office. I was like, this is the first time they're telling me to hand over my documents in person. So let me just go there. And she was like, copy my name. When you get there, you just put your name on top of the file. My name on top of the file. Went there and submitted my documents and everything. I submitted everything. And that was it.
They took the hard copy.
They took the hard copy. That was it.
Well, you know what?
And that
If that is your position, you'll get it. If not what God has planned for you,
and that
forget about that. What God has for you is maybe bigger than that.
my father, he was like, this is not funny anymore. He's someone that is so spiritual. So he was like, this is not funny. Write to them. I wrote to them, and on the 17th of December, I'll not forget, is it 17 or 12 of December, like that? And I came back from church, I'll not forget, I opened my laptop, and I was like, oh, I saw the email from this group, and I was like, oh, okay. On opening it, it was like a bomb shocker, like your application has been withdrawn from the system. And I was just like, my God, like I felt so bad. I was so distraught with my system. That's when my Christian life took a downturn. Because you know when you're praying and you're trying to make things happen and it's not even going the way it has to go. And then the ones that you thought you even have to hold, you're just, I don't know how I could explain it, but that's what happened to me. And I was there 17 months without a job. I would apply and reapply. And because I was someone that used to keep every information of my interviews that I have gone through. And as per the last time I stopped counting, I've applied for 1,550 jobs. I applied and reapplied and applied and reapplied. And there was a time that I was like, I don't even have the strength. I was explaining to some lady that we're in the same room. I said, I don't have the strength for cleaner job. Because at that time I was sick. I used to have anemia, iron deficiency anemia. And if you know iron deficiency anemia very well, it's a symptom, right? But it can really get into you in a way that you are not strong enough to do anything for yourself. So my blood used to trip to 5, to 6, to 7. So there was definitely no way. That energy that some people have, I really do not have it. So those type of jobs, I could not even do it. Even babysitter work, I was like, I cannot even babysit because myself. Because myself.
The baby will babysit you.
Because myself, trust me, because like myself, I cannot even carry myself. Then I'm gonna carry a baby. I cannot do this. Cleaning job is so hard for me. And I was like, let me just try this cleaning job. That was my first time. Because when I came here to the UAE, I raised the standard for myself. Like there were certain jobs that I've never applied for and I'll not apply for. So I'm not badging people who are doing cleaning jobs, you understand? It's a means of survival. Yeah. But there were those were jobs that I could not do. And for the first time, I was like, okay, let me see. I had to take someone's cleaner's CV. For the first time, I don't edit people's CV because I know how to build my CV chronologically. So I don't edit people's CV. So for the first time, I had to edit cleaning CV. I edited the CV. And I applied. And they did not still call me.
So you're not even fit to be a cleaner.
Yeah.
You went to the wrong field. It's not that they did not call you, they hate you, it's because it was a wrong field. You remember you set a standard for yourself.
Yeah.
So when you set a standard for yourself, no matter how tough, how challenging it is, gold becomes valuable only because it underwent that furnace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So when things are not coming your way, don't give up.
Yeah.
Stay focused. Stay glued.
I even went to jobs where when I went for a job, I can remember I was in DIP and the guy was asking me a question. The owner of the company was asking me a question and I was answering. Like I answered all and he looked at me. Have you thought about going to Kenya? Because you have to leave this place. I see you somewhere different, not here. I can't hire you. I can't pay you. And I was like, please, I just need a job. I need to do this job.
You have to survive.
He said, no, I cannot hire you because the way you have spoken, this is not
your level.
Where you are.
That's why they did not call you for the cleaning job.
You are not supposed to be here. That's what I'm telling you. That's what the guy told me. Like, you are not supposed to be here. I went back to the house where I was living. I was like, They said I went for a job. I'm looking for a job. They said they cannot hire me because my level is high. That was the first time in my life. I used to hear people say that.
Yes.
It has never happened to me, and that was the first time it happened to me. The guy advised me that look for a different country to go to. Kenya is rising. That's what he told me.
Yeah,
Kenya is rising. So go there. Your skills, the communication skills, you will be needed there. You will not find anything. That's what he told me. And it was 17 months. And I saw this job online and I applied. See, I'm someone that take on challenges. Like when I see my African brothers that they're afraid of job titles, I'm not afraid of job titles. When I see a job, I just go through it and I fit in myself inside. That's what I do. I fit in myself
Good
inside.
job. That's the way to go.
I fit in myself in the job, and
That's
I thought
the way to go. Study in, master every step of that job description. Go online, YouTube,
and I fit in myself in the job. Yeah.
You'll beat that interview.
Yeah. So, and I applied for it, and I applied for the job, and I told someone that I've applied for this job, and I know they'll call me. Yeah. So they called me. I was at that time. I've gone for the visa change, and where I used to squat before, they told me some stories, and I had to leave.
Yeah.
So I left now, and I was staying I had a job, telesales job as well, where the man was paying me. But later, it was for 1 month. Is it 1.5 months? The guy told me he will not be able to whatever. So let me leave. You understand me? But for the first time, my salary was completed. Like he paid me judiciously without any struggle. Like I did not have to drive or try to talk. Like he just paid me. So there, when I applied for this job, they called me for an interview. Okay, it was in that job, in that telesales job where I was still working before they told me just go. You understand? They called me for the interview, and I was like, this sounds like an African lady. Yeah. So yeah, it was an African lady. She was an HR assistant in the company. So I went there and she booked me an interview. I went there, I scheduled my interview because these very big companies, right? They don't schedule interview. They don't just tell you that come on Monday, come on. They send you a link. You click on the link and you schedule it yourself. They'll give you 3 or 4 different dates and timings. And you should, if you want to come on the 24th, which time?
Which time are you
coming?
Is
it 4 p.m. you are free to come? Like that's how it's done if you've worked for very good multinationals or good structured company. That's how it's done. They don't say come on Monday, come. No. It's like they send you a link, you schedule it yourself. So I scheduled it myself. It was on a Monday, and I went there, entering there. I saw 5 people. 5. The facility manager, the alumni manager, the accounts manager, the HR assistant, and the professor of business communication. And I went there, it was 5 people. And I stood there and they asked me questions. It was coming from left and right. And I'm that type of person that have mastered the arts of interviews. You cannot, you cannot shake me. Like seriously, girl, you can't shake me. I answered their questions judiciously, giving eye contact to them. And there were times when they felt like they had to confuse me, and I would just tell them, I'll answer this person. I will answer this. I will just say, please just hold on. I answer this person, then I go over to you. That's how I did it. I ate the interview. I was an A-list candidate for that interview, of which they cannot even withstand. They called me to come and work with them. At the interview, I came back and people were just like, seriously, 5 people, how did you cope? I said, definitely I have to cope because I have the mastery of what I have to do. I started working, then COVID hit. And because when you've stayed 17 months without a job and then you finally have a job, you're still trying to balance, to have a balance of your finances, especially, to have a balance of many other things. Then COVID hits, then terminations and layovers, then I had to start again. I was like wondering. I was in a wonderland. So when COVID hit, that's when I knew you. And because I was looking for a job, and someone said they know someone who is in the education sector, because I was from an education sector. So they said they know someone who is from an education sector. So when he linked me with him, he advised me that this is the time for you to do some courses. And I took his advice. I did some courses online, and it took me 10 months to have a job. Trust me. 10 months to have a job. I went for that interview, and I went there. It took them a long time for them to decide if they have to hire me or not. And finally they did hire me, and I worked there only for 6 months, and they had to let us go, you understand? Because the department was getting closed and so on and so forth. See, I've been in this country during that time of 10 months without a job. Like my money, I got exhausted, my money got finished. There was a time when I did not even have food. I had just tea leaf. I had to drink only tea leaf, okay? 6 days without food, and the person who sent me money is my younger sister back from my home country. I just 6 days without food. I'm suffering from anemia, and I did not have food to eat. That was very risky. 6 days without food, because sometimes it's very challenging that you're going through a challenge and telling people back at home, especially your mom, it doesn't really make sense, especially when you're grown up. So I was 6 days without food, and I just had to tell my younger sister, like, do you have funds? She said, yeah, she has funds. Any problem? I said, I need some money. She said, how much? She asked my younger sister, that's someone
from Cameroon.
That's someone older than like for 10 years. She had to step in to help me. So she sent me that money. The first thing I did with that money was, because at the place where I was staying that time, I did not have a cooker. So I was not cooking. I was just living on buying food.
Oh, that's difficult.
Yes, I was just, because I did not have space to keep nothing. Yeah. I was just there. You understand me? So I had to go and buy food, and I ate. I was looking for job left and right. And I got to this company where it was estate as well, but I was supposed to be doing calls for telesales or for leasing and so on and so forth. And the company was good and nice, but I really did not want to be in that sector anymore. I did not want to be in the estate sector anymore. So I was just like, God, I just need to change. I need something. Please, I need something. I was telling God, I was saying, God, I need something. Okay, so, and I left, and I was still looking for a job. I was coming, they were asking me, where's your document? Give your document. I was like, my company has not cancelled me, of which originally they have already cancelled me until I was getting into overstay. And the company where I worked for 6 months before where the department closed, before getting into this one, that was the first company in my entire being that has ever paid me, how do they call it? Like when they remove you from job, they will pay.
Gratuity.
Yes. That was the first company ever in my entire being. Now when I knew that things are working differently now, like seriously, really.
They paid you off.
They paid me off, and they were giving me the money. They called me in their office, and they were giving me the money, and they were doing the calculations. I was like, they said, do you want us to calculate it for you? I said, don't calculate, just give me. Let me go before people change your mind. Seriously, I was like, how much? I was looking at the money. How much? They said, yeah, this is the money. This is the. And she wanted to calculate. I said, Mommy, don't calculate, please. Don't. I don't need any calculation. Just give me. Let me go. They gave me. Don't laugh. Oh, seriously. They gave me, and only the way I left that office, because I don't want to hear that. Tato, come on. Because it has never happened to me. Yeah. You understand me?
And you didn't know that it has to.
It has to happen, but they'll always not give me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand? I know, because I have people, right, that have left companies that have been terminated and they were paid off, but it has never happened to me.
Wow.
That was the first time. That was the first time ever. So when I left, I was working for this other company, the one I said I will not give my documents. I don't really want to be there. And I was just going through the internet, and I was like, let me just go through the internet and see what is happening. LinkedIn. And I was like, I saw this job. I was like, I read it. And it was something that I'm familiar with because in all my jobs and everything, I've been used to CRM, I've been used to the Salesforce, I've been used to many other apps. So I was like, let me just try and see. Let me see. And I just applied. And they called me. It was a multinational, a very big multinational, well-known Swiss multinational company. And I was like, let me see if they'll call me. And I applied for them.
Did you edit your CV or you sent the old CV you had?
No, I had to. Because there's definitely, one thing that is making us Africans to be left behind is we just send anything as CV.
Yeah.
But I have
That
also...
is what I wanted to
I have
point out.
also... No, I craft my CV as per the job description. Because
Excellent.
there are keywords in every job application that you need to go and put it in your CV so that because sometimes some companies have apps that select CV as per the keywords. That's what Africans don't know. So of which, if you have that keyword, it will definitely pick out your CV.
Yes.
If you don't have that keyword, you can apply from today to next week, to next year.
Which means prepare every new job you see, prepare
your
a CV for that
job.
job.
For that job.
And make sure you see the job description.
Yes.
Pick at least 4 items from that job description. Let them appear on your CV. They may not appear on the same job. They can appear in different jobs depending on how many jobs you have done.
So I crafted my CV and I sent it and I was called in and I went there. It was a panel interview as well. And I ate it, trust me. Like, I love panel interviews. One thing I'm still trying to master is online interviews because I have never made it in an online interview. I've never, like, if they tell me it's Teams interview, I just know it's not it. It's not my specialty because know what works for you. If I go for an interview and they tell me, oh, we are going to have this Teams interview with you, I just know.
Or Zoom.
Yeah, or Zoom. I just know, no. Because I like having that eye contact. Because one of my friends told me, oh, you have an intimidating look. Yeah, when you look so, even one of my managers told me, oh, you have an intimidating look. When you look someone, yeah, there are certain questions that they'll ask you when they don't have, they'll ask you if they don't have an eye contact with you, that they will not ask when they have an eye contact with you.
Yeah.
I just like to be face to face with you to make it.
Yeah.
And when they sent in the salary, I was like, is this all the salary? Because I was thinking it was going to be huge because we were hiring for a particular system. So somebody just told me, just go in there, take the job, rest. And indeed, I took the job with the meager salary and I'm resting. That has been my story, my journey, and it's been historic downs for me. There were times when I slept on the floor. There were times, I just give you a synopsis, okay? It's not like if I gave you into.
Yeah.
If I give you into.
We'll spend the whole week.
We'll spend the whole week. This one is going to have part 1 to 4. If we have to give you into. So definitely we are just telling you this, so just to keep you glued, because some people, if you think you are down, some people have seen the eye.
We don't see shake.
On our next question, would you say your journey to success would have been better if you went to the US, the UK, if you went to Belgium, if you went to Canada?
Awesome. Every country has its own peculiarities.
Yes.
Wherever you are, it all depends on the attitude you wear and your mindset towards challenges you face every day. And every little decision you make matters. So being in, there is no wrong place at any one time in your life.
Definitely.
But where you are, there is a lesson you need to learn. To me, here in the UAE is the period in my life that I have to be here. So I think I've made the most of it here.
Yeah.
I've made the most. I don't have any regrets being here. Yes.
Okay.
And also make sure you put on a good moral rectitude. Keep your moral standards high.
Yeah.
Once you have that, you will definitely succeed, no matter where you are.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, what about you, man? Do you think that you would have done